this is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for July 11th, Saturday, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. I say this a lot, but I don't say it enough, is that be very careful on what you allow to come in as far as what you're witnessing and watching. There's a lot of lower frequencies that are on the airways doing everything they can to convince the majority of the population that, doom and doom is here, and it's just going to get just really nasty. Understand something is that when something is presented to you, and it's how you perceive it. It has anything to do with anybody else. It's how you perceive it. So if you look at it from the perspective of saying, you allow it to come in through the ego mind, through the heart mind, because it's tricky because the little guy, the ego mind, is really slick. So you bring that in, and then thoughts are generated of fear. And the fear is just thought. It has no substance at all. And so then a lot of people will embrace it and turn it into a reality, and then there you go, you have fear. So when you look at the visuals, so to speak, of the show, and you learn to disengage yourself from it. Now, it takes a lot of effort to do that. There are those who are internet junkies who are constantly looking in different corners for additional information that they never seem to get enough of it because it's constantly being posted and presented. And this is a dangerous avenue because we can become seduced without knowing about it. And so then we go into a habit. And the habit forms is very strong because it's through the ego mind. And insecurity and fear is also present, which is also generated from the ego mind. So when that happens, you become absorbed into it. It's different when you view something from the externally, from the outside, and you're not participating in it. You may view it, you might just then you just throw it away. But then you get into a mode, if you have been seduced into it, where you are constantly looking every day for different information. And it is almost, you're unaware of it, but it is almost an addiction. And the addiction is finding more information on what's going on, what's happening, what's going on, what's happening. And see, unfortunately, this is where the civilization has been coerced, manipulated, and misdirected and misguided for a very long time into the false presence of thinking that it has a handle, like one would have a handle on something, but really doesn't, because they become so absorbed into it, they become part of it. And the fear is very strong, and a lot of people won't express the fear. They keep it within them. So understand that. It's just about being clear and knowing who you are, what you are. And people who have habits, it's very hard to break them. And I think we all know that because I think we've all been presented with it at one time, shape, form, or another in this life. So when we know that the certain habits that we develop, a lot of the times, some of them are good, but then there's the ones that aren't too great. And we know they're not too great, but we still indulge or embrace them and practice them. And I'll give you an example. There's a choice that we can make. Instead of, viewing the doom and gloom and all of the horrendous atrocities that have happened to the civilization over the past few hundred years, and then beyond, but mostly 200, 300, 400, 500 years is what's in the history. And instead of that, because you already know that, so how do you assist with eliminating that? How does that happen? Does it happen when you read about it, when you watch YouTube videos, does it happen then, or does that just cause you to become more roughed up emotionally? That's a fine line, because when you choose to say, I'm just not, I don't care to look at any of this anymore. You've educated yourself far enough, and then it becomes redundant. It's just words being transcribed or written or verbalized that are just repackaged and sent out again. Understand that there's no one in the mass media or on the internet or live streaming that is your friend. Remember that. Doesn't mean they're bad. It just means they are not your friend. Understand that all of those who are out there trying to help the civilization, trying to wake up the people, there have been others before them who have traveled the same path. But in all reality, in all integrated honesty, has it really helped? Has it really helped long term for the people of this planet? I think the answer is emphatically no. So you weigh these, you don't judge, you assimilate and you structure and you look at things and say, this does not bring high vibrational frequency to me. It's not high vibrational frequency. Anything that is atrocious, anything that is gut-wrenching, things that we find out about the pedophilia, about all of this stuff, about all of these things that have been happening underneath our noses for a long time. How do you switch yourself to affect a shift in frequencies through intent, through these meditations, through, when you're not at these meditations, what you do and how you think and feel during the course of your day? So is it a discipline? Kind of, in a way, but I think it's always connected to you on what you decide. Does not make you bad either way. It's just that it's a heads up. Because this game has been played on this planet and on this civilization for eons. Just, the times they didn't have the internet or the technologies that we have now. It was still played on the civilization. So it isn't anything new. Remember that. This is not new at all. All the things that have been happening on this planet over the course, roughly as it accelerated the past 18 months. And it isn't anything different than it was before. It is just repackaged and replayed by different people, but of the same essence, the same frequency of the lower dark matter frequencies. Does it make them bad? No, it doesn't make them bad, because they do carry the God within them. It is just their life and what they have determined in their darkness on what they choose to do. We, on the other hand, and this is part of the balancing of this planet and the dimensional frequencies, we, on the other hand, we view things from a perspective of deep eternal love and gratitude. First, for ourselves. It must be with you. It's a deep understanding with you. Only with you. Not your loved ones, not your friends, not your relatives. Only with you. It must begin with you. It always has been that way. So once you begin to discover the power that you are, and the God essence that you are, it shifts. Things shift. You don't engage. Those who are in habit of wanting to know constantly about things and zero in on certain subjects, certain people to listen to. I talk to a lot of people, during the course of the day. I get emails from people that are constantly reviewing and looking at things. Now, there is a history discovery, but it is called use discernment on whatever you read or hear. Use discernment. A lot of people say, well, I question everything. That's wonderful. Question everything. And it hasn't been taught enough with a civilization, is that anything anybody says is an opinion. Really, truly. Okay? So when you realize that, it's their opinion, that's fine. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's real, that it is actually taking place. It is an opinion. And a lot of people have opinions, which is great. Some opinions are good, some opinions not so good. But we begin to understand that we have this knowing through our heart, through the love that we are. It is a knowing. It is a natural state of being. We all have it. Some are more focused on it than others. And what this does is it clarifies for us. Is this something that I truly want to spend my energy, focus, and time on? No, not really, because it is dangerous for many of us. See, a lot of us are very receptive to frequencies on the planet. So we don't have to know and read about certain things. We can feel them. And we know that when things are different, we understand that as far as the frequencies are concerned. So doesn't it make sense to concentrate on what your intent is on how to shift the planet? Isn't it? Isn't that where it all comes from? Now, if you have a parasitical leadership on the planet that's constantly dictating to the civilization of the planet, and you follow that dictation, you know, it leads you and it directs you and it governs you. Now, if they instill fear, which is the only power that they have, that's it. Once you understand that, then you are clear. There's nothing else, just fear. Fear is a thought, but if they can convince the majority of the population in a bicameral mode that become fearful, then they control them. And as parasitical leaders, they feed off of the people. They feed off of their fear. They feed off of their ignorance. So this has been all structured through thousands and thousands of years. Now, just for a clear comprehension, you have two avenues. The people of this planet never needed to be governed. It's been how they've been taught through the generations and decades and centuries, generation after generation. So it's almost inbred within, it's injected into them. So that's the direction. You have religions that are just absolutely confusing. You have belief mechanisms that are, just way out there as far as comprehending what the heck. But the main instigator is fear. That's it. That's the bottom line. It is fear. And a fear is predicated on opinion. Remember that. Fear is predicated on opinion. Where does opinion come from? Usually it comes from the ego mind. So we all know what that means. That the ego mind dictates to the heart mind, and the heart mind embraces the thought of fear. And then fear is brought into reality. Since we are supreme reality, we create this into reality for ourselves. So then we become fearful. And then what do? If we're bicameral, we reach out to the very governing body that wishes harm to us. Think about that now. We reach out to the very governing body that wishes harm upon us. Now, it's all an education, and it is all choice, obviously. But those of us, and those of you who are awake enough, realize that why would I spend my godlight energy becoming, embracing fear, distrust, negativity, pessimism, when I can be directing my intent to love, peace, and joy, and bliss and prosperity? Now, I said this before, there's a misconception of love, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. It's been depicted by the parasitical leaders of this planet that we are weak, that we're milksops, that we're, not powerful at all, so they can shove us around, push us around. That's not true. It's the opposite. And so they try to convince that of people to make them think that you're weak and you're insignificant, you don't have any power, and we have all the power. The only way anybody gains any kind of power control is if you give that to them. That's it, bottom line. It's clear. If you give them the power, then you can literally understand without expectation. I almost said expectations. But without that, you can understand for yourself is that this is not something that I'm interested in indulging in or being attentive to. My energies and frequencies are at such a level that I desire to help the civilization rise its frequency. Now, you don't do it through anger and fear and hatred and negativity. That doesn't work. We all know that. And, that ends up in basically annihilation. So we've been down that road. We all been down that road. Not just this lifetime, but many lifetimes. And we pull on our heart mind to understand that with a large amount of clarity. So and that's why it's so important to spend a lot of time with yourself and the God within you and understand things clearly. You're omnipotently powerful. There's no debate about that. I'm not talking about lifting a car up with your hands. I'm talking about the power that you house inside that body. It cannot be diminished. It cannot be destroyed. Oh, yeah, nuclear explosion can destroy them. Not. So, when you begin to realize this, then you look at things from a different perspective. You look at things and say, I'm not interested, because we don't realize that when we take things in, it sours us. And the more you absorb with it, the more angry you get, the more confrontational you get, the more forlorn you get, the more fearful you get, and the more confused you get. But the habit, it's no different than a drug-dependent individual who has a crack addiction, an alcohol addiction, prescribed drug addiction. It's no different because you can't stop it. You can't leave it alone. You may think you can for a day or two, but you end up going right back to it. It's a habit. So your energies are being put into the very thing that you detest. Think about that. Your energies are being put into the things that you detest. Does that make sense? Well, it's not like a lot of people are consciously aware of it. When you're in a habit and it has overtaken you, it tells you what to do. Go read this, go look at this, go look at that. And after a while, it gets so confusing. And how do you discern what is? Through the God within you. That's all that matters. It's through the God within you. And when you understand that, this physical world is insignificant. It really is. It's just an experience. That's all it is. And it is up to each of us to choose whether or not we wish to experience certain things in this physical form. That's all. If you choose to experience all of that stuff and watch it and read about it and listen to it, then that's your decision and direction. But be aware that that's a seduction, and it pulls you off your intent of love, peace, and kindness in the direction of the intent of raising the vibrational frequencies of this planet. You can't raise them if you're in the dark frequencies. And you can't be in the dark frequencies very long until you succumb into a habit of being seduced and being controlled. It's been designed very well for thousands of years. But when you become consciously aware that, okay, I understand that, and I know what potholes not to step in so I don't twist my ankle and fall down. So I will know where to go around them and not participate or give them energy, period. Because the hate, if you have a hateful frequency in a group of people, and then you respond with anger and hate, what do you think happens? It feeds the very thing that you were trying to dismiss. You feed it with your energy, with your power of the God within you. And that directing that frequency, I think we all know, is just not a good thing for us at all. And it takes us a while to recover from it. And the residuals may hang with us for months or years. So we choose to be uplifting, joyous, happy, deep gratitude, blissful, gentle, tranquil, benevolent, abundant. And see the difference in just the words when they're spoken. Do you feel the frequency difference when you speak those words? You could either verbalize them out loud or you can say them to yourself. But you feel the difference. Rather than fear and frustration, of incessantly going over the same material but put and presented a different way. Okay? And understanding all this is just all opinion, and it's just circumstance. It's just how people derive how they view things and how they decipher them and how they present them. This is a very seductive matrix. It's been engineered for millions of years, if not longer. So understand this is very finite, and it's very slick, and it's very effective. So can you imagine that? Can you imagine that all at once, 5 billion people become awake? All at once, just like Christ did when he woke up out of his bicameral mode. Can you imagine that? What would happen? It'd be absolutely spectacular. Now, is it about the physical world, or is it about you and the God within you? That's a question it's recommended that you ask yourself more than once. Is it about the physical world, or is it about the God within you? Because then however you answer it, good or bad, you'll be able to identify where you're at with yourself. Now, a lot of people will say, yeah, it's about the physical world. Why wouldn't it be? This is what I'm here to do and experience and everything. Well, unfortunately, the majority of the population has ignored the God within for a very long time. And they also were convinced to believe that the God is not in them, it's outside of them. It's some, bearded guy in the sky telling them what to do with a lightning bolt, saying, I'm going to burn you to a crisp if you don't obey me. Okay? Guilt. But when you simplify it and you refine it, it shows itself very well. So it's important for you to decide on your own, in your own way, do I participate in this? Or do I use my God energy, my God light, love energy, to literally, through my heart, mind, intend peace, tranquility, and joy? What happens is that this planet has ascended into fifth dimension. And the reason it's ascended into fifth dimension, is the third dimensional Earth there? Yes, it is. Is the second D, is the 2D, the 1D, the minus 1D, the minus 2D there? Yes, it is. It is just a frequency variance that shifts. It is your intent and how you feel about you. That's all. That's what it's about. And the more you feel love for yourself, the more you feel gentleness and kindness and generosity and humbleness for yourself, the more you embrace the God within, the more you start a relationship with the God within you. And as you start that relationship with the God within you, everything shifts and changes. The universe, all the abundance that it sends you 24/7, is no longer bouncing off your hands. You don't have a stop sign up to the universe saying, no, I don't want all that. And on the other hand, you're saying, I want all this, but you're not getting all this. And that's how it works. Because you stop it. We all stop it. And then we get frustrated, don't understand. It's because we don't understand ourselves. And I'm not talking about a psychoanalytical viewpoint. This is the Draco construct of the planet. What it is understanding you. That you're pure love. You were made from love. And quite frankly, that's really all there is love. There isn't really anything else. There's derivatives and offshoots of misconfiguration, intentional lower vibrational frequencies trying to seduce and get out of balance with the light. The light and the dark must be in balance. If they are not in balance, this is what you experience. If light and dark are out of balance, you will experience wars and conflicts and hatred, prejudice, across the board, forever, off and on. And if the dark is balanced with the light, you don't have any of that. See what I mean? You don't have any of it. It's gone. Fifth dimensional frequency means that you move more into a peace, a love, a joy, and you begin to embrace and understand that you are the God within you. So whenever you talk and you ask for something, whenever you are in stress or worried or fearful, you sit, you begin to breathe calmly, and you move into the God inside you. And all of the answers that you have ever dreamed of or wished for are there. It's part of understanding that we are all one. It isn't anything else. It's not about externalism. It's about internalism. Internalism. Everything that happens outside of you is due to how you have the relationship with the God inside of you. Whatever happens outside of you depends on how you feel and view yourself and the God, even if you're connected yet with the God within you. Because once you connect with the God within you, eventually all the fear will be gone. You won't have any fear. You won't have an ego. You'll exist in pure bliss, eventually nirvana. That's a fact. And your ego mind can try to debate you with it for years, but it's going to get nowhere. Okay? You're about internalism, not externalism. Where's the government? It's in you, the God. Where's the peace? It's inside of you, the God. Where's the joy and the happiness? Where's the contentment? It's inside of you with the God. It isn't outside. It isn't about watching all the horrible things that are taking place. It's about you. And the more you become sacred with the God within you, the more all that stuff really is dissipating. And it is dissipating at an accelerated rate. It just doesn't like it. That's all. You ever understood that when you let go of something, if you ever let go of something in your life, if you ever just said, heck, I'm not going to pay attention to it, I'm just going to let it go. What usually happens? You get frustrated about something, you desire something, you want something. And no matter what you do, it never materializes. You say, heck, I'll just give it to universe, or I'll just let it go out there. And then I won't visit it again. And guess what happens? Somewhere downstream, it shows up in your life. I've had people say that, 10 years ago, that they wanted to live in a big white house, mansion, and they wanted to have beautiful green lawn and, serenity and peaceful settings. And they just got frustrated and said, this is never going to happen. And then several years later, they end up living in the house that they desired, that they wanted, all that long time ago. It's about letting go. Letting go of your crazy, hurried, busy mind. You cannot do it any other way. You got to let go. You can shift your life instantly. Instantly. Experience the most profoundly sacred and expansive feeling in your body right now. And it all starts with letting go of your need to be right and making real happiness the most important destination of all. How many people need to be right? How many people become defensive and try to protect themselves when they know that they're not really right, but they want to be right, so they express to themselves that they're right? Okay. This isn't about denying your emotional pain and anxiety. It is about you to be even more present and gentle and in touch with all of these needy, desperate, and wounded aspects of yourself. Quit hiding from your power. Most of us hide from our power. We hide from it. We're afraid of it. This means stop trying to change, improve, and fix things. The wounded, orphaned parts of you. These parts need love, compassion, and a deeper listening. Stop this perpetual criticism, pushing, and condemnation. Simply state that your truth today is to enjoy being you. State it to yourself. your truth today is to enjoy being you, all of you, and invite in the most genuine healing love you can find for yourself. You can do it. It's sitting there waiting for you to embrace it. It's a divinely healing experience. All of you. Not one part left alone. All of you. Every part of you. You don't need to fix. You don't need to improve. All of these wounded orphan parts of you. But what they are starving for is love and compassion and a deeper listening. You can eliminate the criticism of yourself, pushing, and condemnation. And enjoy being you every split second of every bit of the existence that you are experiencing. Enjoy you, what you're about. All of your pieces, all of your parts, it's all internal. It's not about externalism, it's about internalism. So enjoy being you. Enjoy being you. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we desire to do is relax our bodies. You'd be surprised as you get to know the God within you, how much more you're going to get to know the body that holds the God. So you talk with your body. You say, body, why don't we just take a break here and relax, drop the shoulders, and let everything that I have been mulling around and paying attention to, whatever it may be that is not pleasant for me, is to just surrender it and let it go. Or you can say, you know what, universe, you're my buddy, you're my pal, you have all this stuff. I don't care to have it. Guess what? Universe will gladly take it. Gladly. We're the ones that create a magnetization of us that attracts all of the emotions, the pain and suffering, or the bliss and the joy. We have a choice. We always will. And I believe that every one of us can do it. So the body relaxes, shoulders drop, you surrender, release all of the attachments that you may have picked up in the last 24 hours of worry, stress, fear, whatever it may be. Unless it's good and happiness and joy and peace and contentment, then of course you will embrace that and expand on it. Now also, as we relax the body, we move into the now. The now is our sanity, guys. It's our sanity. It's our balance. When we move into the now, we literally eliminate the noise that's banging on us all the time. All these incessant thoughts. And you know what I mean, because we all have them. So we still the ego mind, the subconscious mind. So actually, you know what we're doing? We're leaving the mind alone. We are. We're in this room with the mind, and we say, you know what, mind, I'm just going to leave you alone. I'm leaving the room. I'm going to go embrace my God and the love that I am, period. And so you visualize shutting the door softly, and then moving into the God that you are. You know, God, I spent so much time messing with my mind that it's just become a miscombobulated mess. And I don't care to do that anymore, and that's why I am with you. And this is where I believe I should be. And I feel really good about it. So the now, the very now that all of us are in, moment to moment, is our power. It's our balance. So you move into the now. There is no tomorrow. You're only in the now. There is no yesterday. You're in the now. Always the space between heartbeats. This is how you can become serene, peaceful. Picture yourself on a boat. It's a fall morning. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that. You're in a boat. You got a little electric trolling motor, and you're on the shorelines, and you're going to go out, and you're going to maybe fish or just go out and enjoy the beauty. You have all these birch trees lining the shoreline with the white bark. And you have the sun just starting to come off. You have a mist low-lying on the water. And the mist is cool. You're in the boat. You're just floating out there. You're not doing anything. And as the sun comes up and it slowly burns the mist away, and the reflection on the white birch of the trees is absolutely spectacular. You see the sun dancing off of the bark of these birch trees all around you. And you're in a space of total peace. The water is totally flat. It's placid. It's like glass. You're just laying there. You feel coolness, yet the sun is starting to warm your face. And this is a total bliss for you. And it is just a smidgen of how it is to be with the God always. And you want to relax the body? You put that view, your body will relax. Because you don't have a care in the world. You literally stepped out on the externalism and walked right into the internalism of literally enjoying being you. We don't take the now. We take the now as only the moment to moment. Whatever it is you're doing in the moment, you're focused on it. Period. Because here's what it does. The mind doesn't give you any chatter because you've left it alone. The ego mind is asleep. You imagine how wonderful that is? That inspiration alone for each and every one of us is absolutely through the roof. And to practice it should be an absolute no-brainer. So we relax the body. We're on the lake in the boat. Sun's coming up on the birch trees. We're in the now moment. In that moment, in that boat, watching that sun come up, all we're doing is just being. That's it. Doing nothing else. We're just being. And we want a breath. We want to breathe. Our breath is sacred. It is omnipotently powerful. It sustains the kingdom of God. These bodies. It sustains them. It takes away the pressure. It alleviates the stress. Why were we given it? To assist us. And so as you breath in through the nose, you breath in divine, positive energy. That's what you do. You breath in divine, positive energy. Why is it divine and positive? I've had people ask me that. The reason it's divine and positive is because it stains your body. It gives it energy. It calms it. It's very valuable. So it's divine from Source Creator. So as we breath it in, visualize for yourselves what it actually means as you breath in this divine positive energy. Then you realize that you have these vortexes of energy connecting from the spiritual to the physical. These vortexes of energies are called chakras. They make up your chi, your God power, your God energy, your ki. Now, when they get out of balance, you are out of balance. When they are not aligned, which none of us have total alignment yet, you are in bliss and joy, and the body is perfectly functioning. Now picture your divine positive energy breath as you ease it in through the nose, and visualize you're seated. You're in a comfortable position, and you bring that divine positive energy, that breath, easily as you pull it up through your body, through the center of your body. Focus on these wheels of light, these chakras. You'll see them. The first one is the red chakra. They all look like flower petals, geometric patterns and designs. This is the red chakra. It's the root chakra. It's the Muladhara. And this chakra is your energy, your stability, your comfort, and your safety. It's the I am chakra. Then you pull that divine positive energy up through the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the vadhisthana, sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, sociability, I feel. Now, if any of these are out of sync or they're really bent, you will have issues with yourself and others in the areas that these energy vortexes supervise. Then we move that divine positive energy breath up through the yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the manipura. This is your strength, your personality, your power, your determination, I do. Then we bring it up through the green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the anahata. Acceptance, love, compassion, sincerity, I love. Why do you think people get so angry sometimes and they just can't like or love anybody, including themselves? The heart chakra is out of whack. And then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the vishuddha. Communication, expression, creativity, inspiration, I talk. Then we move through the violet wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the ajna. This is intuition, lucidity, meditation, trust, I see. When you don't trust yourself, understand that the ajna, the third eye chakra, wheel of light, energy vortex, is out of whack. And then we move to the crown chakra, Sahasrara. This is your knowledge, your consciousness, your fulfillment, your spirituality. I understand. When you're confused, you don't understand much, you're miscombobulated, it's because your crown chakra isn't balanced. So as we bring that divine positive energy up through the entire center of the body, up the spinal column, all the way in the back of the head, visualize this through your heart minds. We hold that breath, that sacred breath. We hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And as we hold it briefly, we condense it and compress it into pure liquid energy. And as we do that, we release it over the pineal gland. Now, the pineal gland is very important to all of us while we're in these bodies. None of our pineal glands are fully functioning. They do function, but at a much, much, much reduced activity. Now, I look at the pineal gland, you can view it however you see it. I look at it as a rosebud, as a green ball, and when we pour this liquid energy over it, it just literally blooms into this huge, vibrant, multicolored rose with a wonderful fragrance, vibrating and reflecting eternally and immortally. Now, this pineal gland is the gateway to all the particles of existence. It's the gateway to pure consciousness, and it's the gateway to beyond. So it's important for us to have it fully functioning and to understand it. So visualize this. You can visualize and do this exercise anytime you want. You feel compelled to do so. You go through the breathing, the relaxing the body, and visualizing this chakra balancing. Now we're all here, chosen as one, and we're all consciously aware that we are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, eternal gratitude. And we've merged, the God within, the pure consciousness, the soul, the spirit, the higher self, and we're all one. And we've merged. That's why we call it heaven on earth, because the heaven within the body and the earth is the body. All right? The kingdom of God, the body holding the heaven within it. Why do you think this planet is moving into a paradise? Now, you won't see that on the surface yet. Now, we have others with us. They're so anxious to be with us that they were here as soon as we engaged the meditation, as soon as the phone started operating. And we have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, and the archetypes. They're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, eternal gratitude. And they're consciously aware of this. Now, there's trillions of them. This is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them like we see each other. They will, however, at times appear in humanoid form. And you usually don't catch it until they're gone. You don't catch it. Does it mean that they're upset because you didn't catch it? No, not at all. But they do that because they know that some of us like to have a visual. And so at times they'll appear in humanoid form, and then they will give a message, and then the next thing you know, they're gone. They also can surround any one of us in the thousands. Because of their vibrational frequency, they're able to hold a small space in large number. Now, you have the archangels, you've got the cherubim, the seraphim, and the archetypes. You kind of look at the archangel Metatron. He's kind of the supervisor, if you will, the glue that holds it all together, and he kind of assists with the rest of the angel groups. So they've helped us forever, and we've helped them forever. And we interact constantly. Most of us aren't aware of it. Now, we also have the Ascended Masters. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundancia, Pell, Thought. Many, many, many. And these are those who have ascended out of body and hold God form, pure consciousness. They are of Source Creator. They are pure, deep, eternal love. And we have ascended into body to experience physical form. Now, they're consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude. And they're, too, very excited to be with us. This is a jubilee every day. There's no other place I'd rather be. Now, our intent is to form a massive circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation. So we are compelled to call out to all the parts of Source. Many reflections of us, and us reflections of them. So we call out to all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can be with us. And this now, this meditation, forming the circle of light. And they come in the googleplexes. Googleplex will fill this universe. They come in the trillions of googleplexes from every direction, 360 degrees. They are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner Earth, hollow Earth, beneath Earth, Agartha, many, many, many civilizations and species, only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics. Now these are many, many, many different species and many, many, many different civilizations. Just in this small solar system, in this part of the galaxy, over 1,000 different civilizations come through this part of the galaxy and the solar system every day. Some are seen, some are not. Some are heard, some are not. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming a circle of light. Now, we're only familiar with a fraction of them. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Zeta Reticuli. The Draco, all the different species of them. The reptilian, all the different species of those. The feline, the greys, all the different levels of the greys. The avians, and there's many different color species of avian. Golden pyramids. And it's just, it's the Nords. And they come in the billions. They have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, and freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, this forming of the circle of light. And they are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, and this meditation of forming the circle of light. There's trillions of them. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and of the highest, and from the highest of deepest, eternal gratitude. Now, there's many, many, many of them, and they come in different shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, and many we've never seen before. And just to name a fraction of them, of our awareness of them, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. Take years to name them all. And they are with us now in this meditation and the forming of the circle of life. So we're all gathered. As far as you can feel, we are gathered. Throughout this galaxy, throughout this universe, throughout all universes, we are gathered. Visualize it through your heart minds. Arm in arm, hand in hand, we are one. And all of us, all of our gods together, we are of the highest and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and we are of the highest from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and we are all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And we are all one. We are all the God, and we are all the love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. It's in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. Now, all of us have come together and we form this brilliant circle of light. It is massive, and all you can see is this brilliant white light. You can almost see it shimmering and sparkling. It illuminates this entire planet, inside and out, above and below. All life, the highest value in the universe. It floods the entire solar system and all planetary bodies. It grays out the darkness of space. It balances the dark and the light. And Gaia, Earth, Arya, is just enjoying it immensely. So we begin to levitate up above the planet. As we do this, we're immediately met with this gossamer field. It looks like it's an ocean of beautiful trillions of vibrant colors of reflective light. It's everywhere. It doesn't stick to us. It reflects us. We move effortlessly through it. It's everywhere. A lot of us decide, those of us carrying physical form, we decide to really enjoy it and step outside the body and effortlessly float above the body. Now we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. Then behind that, we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds us of our power, our strength, and our resolve. Then immediately after that, we are met with the white fire. This is the column that continually reminds us that we are imbued with the highest and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and which is the highest frequency. It protects us. It enrobes us inside and out, head to toe. There is no way anything can harm any one of us. And all the lower dark matter frequencies and the lower survivor matter frequencies will vaporize in contact with us, coming even close to our white fire armor, our God light energy, our armor. Now, only you have the power. If you choose to lower your frequency enough, where it goes into lower dark matter and lower survival matter frequencies, you will diminish your white fire armor enough to allow those to come in and flood in. Then you're met with the purple transmuting flame. This is the tower that reminds you, if you do that, you can immediately call on the purple transmuting flame. You can visualize it as it comes in immediately, and it literally transmutes all of those lower dark matter, lower survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, inert. And then it sends it back to pure consciousness where it is no more. Then you're immediately met with the violet ray. This column reminds you that you can bring the violet ray in right behind the purple transmuting flame to cleanse, purify, and reinstate your harmonic vibrational frequency of the highest highs of deep eternal love. Therefore, restoring your God light energy, your white fire armor. And then we're met with the golden white pink light. This is a column that reminds us of the love that we are. You see it in sunsets, you see it in sunrises, you see it in the skies, you see it in reflections of the moisture in the clouds. You see it as reflections on the waterways. You feel it, you see it, and you experience it. And all that you're doing is you're experiencing the true, deep, eternal love that each and every one of you are. the beauty that each and every one of us are, and the joy and the bliss that each and every one of us are. Now we continue to levitate, and we see this massive column. Now this column is larger than the solar system. We created this column. And this column it looks like a crystal tower, and it's kind of opaque, and you can see the prism reflection of trillions of different colors, like trillions of rainbows vibrating and pulsating. Witness it. Everybody can see it through their heart mind. And this is literally saturating all life, all existence, everything and everything, with the highest and the deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude. Now at the top of it, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down eternally, 360 degrees, effortlessly. This golden ocean saturates and floods all of us, everything and everything, eternally. It's not temporary. And so each of us hold the drop. Each of us are a drop of the golden ocean, and all of us hold the essence of that ocean in that drop. You see how powerful that is? We move over a little bit, and we see this massive sphere. It sets center circle. In other words, it sets in the center of the circle of light that we've created. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Moving to 900 meditations in perpetual motion, always with the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And it floods this entire planet, non-stop, eternally, every second. From head to toe, inside and out of it. You can feel it all the time. All you got to do is look for it through the heart mind. This is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify and continues to expand. We're all gathered here, the power of our creation, the love that each and every one of us are, the deepest part of our core. All of us gods, all of us love, all of us one. And what is our intent? Our intent is deep eternal love and gratitude to transform this planet, this civilization, into a higher frequency. And by that intention, it has been engaged, and it is well along. This is how we finally vaporize the lower dark matter frequencies. It's with rising, it's ascending our own frequency to the highest of the highest high. Therefore, they cannot sustain themselves in a high frequency. They cannot. That's how Source Creator designed it. That's how the universe designed it. And so it's for us to learn and experience how to ascend this planet and this civilization. And the message to all of us, enjoy being you. I join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. We'll return here tomorrow, Sunday, July 12th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.